guys, hello, meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. I just got to wash my hair a little while ago, and so it's a little damp. Today, we're going to talk about the end of the YouTube channel grants saga. Now, this gets kind of weird. And to understand why it gets weird, let me get my coffee here. My cat knocks it over. You know he'll be in. He always comes in. Of course, it's very hot. Did you add sweeteners? I did, yeah. Okay. I printed out every single email from them that I've sent and received. Okay? And I mean every single one of them. And no, I'm not going to sit here and read the whole pile to you. But I discovered an issue with the generic Gmail mail printing routine. I'm trying to print the thread. It said there it printed things microfiche size. I mean micro, the point you put it on a plastic microfiche card, just put it into a microfiche reader just to read it. However, since I had my access to my desktop computer, I was able to make the text bigger. Now, I want to go through and read the last message I got from Tina, and I'm also going to give you my response, because this last message came this morning and I have my hunches of what's going on, and I thought I would take it to you. This is dated on July 11th, 2017 at 2:21 a.m. YouTube channel grants, and they later closed out their email channel so that they don't have it anymore, so you can't respond to them. But if you do want to write, try to write to them. It's called ytchannelgrants@gmail.com, but they no longer exist. Okay, that's why I didn't get my reply, which I thought was kind of weird. But here's her response, and then I'll give you mine. Okay. Greetings, Michelle. Sounds good so far, right? Sorry for the delay. She always says that. Unfortunately, you didn't pay the insurance on your initial grant, and therefore, payment will not be released. Released from where? Thank you for your time, interest, and patience. Okay, that sounds okay so far, but then the visual starts to come out. She says, you could have just paid the $5 and gotten $5,000. Sorry that you couldn't pay $5, but this is my last email because you are no functioning human. What? What do you mean no functioning human? I breathe, eat, and excrete just like everybody else does, and I have an idea that I exist, but I digress. Anyway, this is what she said. So she starts out nice, and then she starts getting really nasty. You cannot get insurance. TD Bank shut down our account because they said we were a fraud. Their company is bankrupt because of you. Thanks for getting me fired. Disgusting. Really? You know what? I sure did my response. So here's the original message again without me putting all the interjections in here. Sorry for the delay. Unfortunately, you didn't pay insurance on the initial grant, therefore payment will not be released. Thank you for your time, interest, and patience. You could have just paid $5 and gotten $5,000. Sorry that you couldn't pay $5, but this is my last email because you are no functioning human. You cannot get insurance. TD Bank shut down our account because they said we were fraud. Our company is bankrupt because of you. Thanks for getting me fired. Disgusting. Well, I sat there and kind of stymied by that because I was really seriously getting a little bit upset with her, okay? And I responded to her afterwards, but she never got because they already closed the email down. I sent this at 2:23 p.m. or 2:23 a.m. and she sent me her original message. Let's see, at 12:21 a.m. So less than 2 hours after she sent me my email, I sent her a response which she never got. I said, well, maybe you are. Think for a second. You come to me out of the nowhere, offer me up to $10,000. Sounds like you passed a hat around the room to get $5,000. Came up with $5 fee after you supposedly sent a check, uncertified, unregistered. Where's that? Okay, unregistered reply to my emails at times that I imply that you are working a swing shift. Not too improbable. Say there are terms of service I never got. You have no business address, no business telephone number. Need I go on? And you imply that I am an android, despite the fact that I sent you a copy of my valid state ID. I don't think that's what she meant by no functioning human, but I liked your response. Thanks. Okay, but now, how did all this start? I mean, well, that's a very good question because I got the very first message. It was dated on Tuesday, June 20th, 2017 at 11:32 a.m. And she said, "Greetings, Michelle. I am Tina working with YouTube channel grants. I have received word that you may be in need of a grant to help grow your channel. So I have prepared some information that explains in depth what our organization is and how we can further help your channel. YouTube channel grants started in 2013 when businesses started to look into the service of YouTube to reach out to more people. Our organization was created with the intention of funding channels so they can achieve their dreams. We provide grants from $1 to $10,000 depending on their channel plan. By channel plan, I mean what they are planning to do with the channel they currently run, such as if they want to get into a different types of genres of videos, or perhaps start monetizing whatever they desire. That sounded very good, I had to admit, and that's why I kind of got interested. But it goes on. If you wish to obtain one of these grants, all you need to do is sponsor you or anyone else which runs the channel. As soon as we get a response from you, we will send over an application via mail or online. When the application is complete, we'll review the form you submitted and we'll decide whether to release the payment. There's no fee, no fancy one-year application process, and no scams or tricks. Okay. And this is a legitimate grant offer that we wish to provide to you. I am looking forward to hearing back from you, and have a great rest of your day. Tina, which is the Senior Admissions Manager. Of course I was interested, because I mean, come on, let's be honest. Like I said, my channel is a wreck. It's a railroad wreck. I responded to her on the 20th at 2:28 p.m. And I said to her, I am interested. My equipment is getting very old. And when she responded to me, I also sent me the application so I can begin the process as this grant with no repay or loan like the Pell Grant. Why did I say compare it with the Pell Grant? Because the Pell Grant is funny. It's called a grant, right? If you get a Pell Grant. But Pell Grant is not a grant. It's a loan. It's a low-interest loan for school. But they call it a Pell Grant. Why would they call a Pell Grant a grant when they really should call it a Pell loan? Okay. Anyway, she explained to me, greetings, Michelle. I'm glad to see that you have responded. There is no need to repay a single cent for our grants. You can fill out the form here. I'm going to go through the form. It's long, and unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore as far as I know. Put the code H7S I53, 87S155S7C8GO. It will take about 24 hours after the form is submitted that we will let you know whether we will release the grant or not. Sounds fine so far, right? So I went through, I did all the paperwork, and she said, undated, just like everybody else right now, I have to go through this real quick here. She responded to me on Thursday, June 22nd, 2017 at 10 in the morning. So far, so good, right? So apparently you think she's working for a shift. And she says, greetings, Michelle. Thank you for filling out the form I sent you. I see that you are requesting $5,000 and you wish to generate revenue. I see no ads in your videos, so I would like to first of all recommend that you monetize your videos so you can generate revenue. I will send a form to our admissions team, and they will look over your channel and see whether $5,000 is appropriate or not. I will get back to you with more information. Please tell me what type of payment you would like to receive. Okay, and docs payments, forms. Okay. So I guess she did send me something about the payment choices. And that's when things kind of got screwy. You see, I didn't originally want to go ahead and give her my email address, my PayPal address, because actually I did give my PayPal address as long as the other one. And what happened was, after I read the form, I decided that the boss said, "Buddy, have her give me a check, a certified bank check, so that I could get the money deposited." But the problem is that, and I explained the question about the monetization. I said, this place, everybody who does YouTube videos, watch my video. It explains why I have few ads. The description is as follows. Alternative news media that includes Next News Network and Lisa Haven. We have ads turned on, but YouTube will not give us ad revenue. We depend on external sources such as Food for Liberty and Get the Tea to make up for our losses. in addition to Patreon. And I give the video link, which I think you can find it anyway. So anyway, I see that you were... And then she says to me is that it starts to go really downhill really quick. So unfortunately, my printer kind of screwed up, so I kind of ran out of pages. So I'm going to try to get to the main part here. I'll be sure to administration videos. Okay. Okay, let's see. Sort of a long way, I'm glad to note that we have hit the $5,000 mark in your account. The team has approved you a channel grant, and we will be sending a check to your address with the amount in full. Please respond with your address so that we can send the funds to your location. That's when things get really screwy. Okay? Now listen what happens. Okay, so I sent the information. I'm hoping that your channel will succeed with this grant and can't wait to see what you create next. Remember, your check cannot be cashed until you go through a quick verification process, which I'll send along with the check. Big mistake. Absolutely, Loom. Very big mistake. Okay? The check number should be 0473. Email if there's something else. We'll require not the funds for $5,000 or above. As soon as you're verified, you can cash the check at any location. And I asked her, is this check coming from which bank? So I can determine how long it'll take to clear. And she explained it was coming from TD Bank. Let's see. Okay, check is coming from TD Bank. It'll take 5 business days to arrive. Then, a couple days later, Elmira contacted me. But for right now, let's finish what I'm seeing here. I see what you mean. Okay, so probably Tuesday of next week. It is being sent certified or registered mail. Highly recommended you do that. Now, you would think at this point she would be talking about the $5 insurance thing here. But she didn't. Okay? So now, we have sent the letter and it should be arriving soon. Remember, when it arrives, it has to be verified before you cash it. Just to confirm you wanted the check and not cash, direct deposit, or PayPal. And like I said before, one of my other videos, cash? What are you going to do, send me an armored truck? So I went ahead and I got back to her again. And the 29th of 2017. And I said, I would actually prefer PayPal. But I can accept a check as well. My PayPal address is bichele3@yahoo.com as well as bichele3@gmail.com for those who want to make a donation. I don't know where it's from. So, I'm trying to jump through this real quick here because this kind of gets kind of strange. Alright, well, let me just... And I asked her about the terms of service, and she says, yes, there are strict guidelines when it comes to how the money is spent. If the clothing will be worn in your videos, we will allow it. The check will have will give us a transaction. The check we have sent will give us a transaction history of the funds. Okay. We will not be able to view any of your bank account information. If we see something that does not have relation to your production, we will contact you to recover the funds at the fullest extent of the law. Now we have sent a check and are wondering if you would like to put insurance in the letter. There's the insurance! after they sent the check. After they sent the check. Right. They're supposed to put that in before. I know, that's what I said. Let's see, where is it? Put insurance into the letter. It is only $5 and completely optional. To verify the check before you deposit, or the check will be denied and the funds will not be released. So what happened? Okay, I'm gonna stop reading this from here because this is getting a little long. What happened was that she basically said is, number one, is that you basically would get a check for $5,000. Along with the check comes a little letter which you have to go ahead and fill out the form to verify your identity and the proof that you wanted the check. Then you can go ahead and deposit it in any bank you want. Then the bank will actually be a way that we can verify that the funds are being deposited into, and also be able to figure out what you're paying with for the check. Right. Okay. Now, the problem is that once you deposit the check into your bank account, how in the hell will they really know? And that's exactly why I found it really kind of awkward, because the way the verification process would have worked if I had gotten this, Mr. Burnett, for example, took advantage of that. He got, because the verification form was sent with the check. He scrawled his name on it, basically cashed it into a TD Bank branch, and according to what Tina later told me, he supposedly bought a room in a pretty expensive hotel in Florida. At least he suspected to. And that they were going to try to get the funds returned to them so that they could authorize them back to me. Well, that didn't happen, because instead, obviously, the prosecution and their private attorney, he's probably told them that since they sent the form backwards, and it says they should never have sent the form with that check, because the form could have been done to Google Docs online, like they did with the other things, which means that I would have the check, and I would have to fill out the form, and give the check number. Well, unfortunately, they got it backwards, and because of that, Mr. Burnett, if he really was the perpetrator, actually went ahead, verified the check, because the form to verify the check was with the check. And because it was with the check, Mr. Burnett did not even have to worry about doing fraud, because they gave him everything he needed to go ahead and cash the check. Then on top of that, the TD Bank didn't even question why Mr. Burnett was depositing my check into his bank account. Because the form that he verified and filled out was with the check in the first place. So they couldn't stop him from getting the check. So what probably happened was, the prosecutor probably told him, sorry lady, you guys are going to have to eat it because you guys screwed up. Michelle didn't screw up. Mr. Burnett, even though he was kind of unscrupulous, didn't really screw up. You basically gave out a $5,000 check, oh, free and clear. You didn't even verify a person's identity with a separate form, because you gave a very poor form in the beginning. So why would Tina be hopping mad in the very end? The thing I got a feeling is because they made procedural errors in YouTube channel grants, and she was part of the admissions team that was part of the procedural error committers, she got let go. Okay? Her company just lost at least $5,000. They say TD Bank closed out their business account. Well, they don't usually do that if it's a one-time thing. However, that means that more than likely it was not the first time it's happened. So like I one time said before, is you guys have got to work on procedures for the future. Now, because of that situation, there will not be any channel upgrades as far as new equipment. There won't be any money to help defray operating expenses. There won't be any of that. But there will always be me asking for a little assistance from you, because that's what I normally do anyway. And I know that you guys hate that. But like I also said before, is don't forget, there's one thing you can always do. Watch the AdSense advertising. There you go. Click on the ads that interest you. Please click on the ones that interest you, not just click on them, but things that really do pique your interest. Please click on them. Okay? Really seriously, I'm bummed out because now, as I explained to Jonathan Cox, I am $111 in the hole because I'm paying for Rusty's veterinary care. Then that's costing me $8. Okay? I'm going to have less. I'm going to have actually minus $35 in the bank in August. Minus. Not plus. Minus. In other words, no money for groceries, no money for food, no money for cat litter, no money for nothing. Okay? Certainly no money for PayPal, no money for purchases from the channel. In fact, I'm lucky if my bank account doesn't get closed out because there won't be any money in there to pay the bills. I can default on credit card debts, but you know, I'm already dealing with a situation with another collections case and possibly be a court case. If I don't answer by the 28th of the month of July. Well, I found out where the court is. It's right down the street. It's in the town hall. At least I can go down there, or I can show the judge, look, Your Honor, there's no money anywhere for anything. I'm already in the hole now. And so I'm asking you, and I explained it to the people that I can use help just to keep things working. I know that a lot of you guys don't think my channel is a big deal. It's not. It's kind of small. It is small. One guy suggested I try to put my channel in lights by going to the special website that will put my channel on the top of the YouTube searches. But, let me be honest when I say this. Right now, my channel is not ready to go in lights for anybody. It's too small. It's not worth going through that kind of effort to make a big deal about my channel. It's just a small little channel. Now, let me ask you a question. Yeah, what would you say about this? I think it's a shame because I really, to be honest, I really was hoping that this was going to work out, and it's not. Okay, I find it a little bit disgusting that Tina would talk to me like that in the end, and saying that I was the one who got her fired. When the truth is that she made some business in the procedures, putting some of them backwards. Okay? In this day and age, it's just not uncommon. You got a lot of people that are desperate for money. This Tom Burnett, which may exist as a real person, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But that's not the point. What I do know is that people are desperate for money. They'll do whatever they can to get it. Including sell their souls to the dark forces to get it. Okay? You might think that's disgusting, but that's a lot of them feel that that's what it's going to take to get ahead. That's what they'll do. So this YouTube channel grants of awesome ways no more. But somehow I get a feeling they're going to still hear from them. Because I already originally was in contact with Benjamin Weinstein, which originally was part of the board of directors with YouTube channel grants in the first place. That perhaps Benjamin Weinstein can get back to me and help explaining me from his perspective of what's going on, because I think that it just doesn't make any sense. And of course I can still use your donations. So for those of you who don't know about how to donate or even how to subscribe, might as well tell you how to subscribe first. You'll notice in some browsers in the lower right hand corner it says subscribe NASQ. Notice I didn't say all browsers. If yours doesn't, there's another way. But let's tell you for the easy way for you guys. Click on the little blue square when the video is playing. It'll bring you right to my YouTube channel. When you're on my YouTube channel, go ahead and click subscribe and click on the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to know a notification whenever a new video or comment comes up to my channel. Okay? And don't forget to click subscribe too, so that you will always be able to come back and easily find my stuff. Now, if you don't see the little blue square that says subscribe NASQ, but you want to subscribe, it's actually very simple, but it's a little more time consuming. Go to http://www.youtube.com/BICHELA4. Click enter. Now, when you're on my channel, go ahead and click subscribe it again. You get the little bell icon. Click on the little bell icon. Obviously, in either case, you will probably have to register to be a member of YouTube so that you can subscribe. But I'm sure you already figured that out already. That way, you can always go ahead and again watch what I'm going on. And Mr. Benjamin Weinstein, if you could contact me again about this issue, what's going on with YouTube channel grants, and especially regarding Tina from YouTube channel grants. Her ritual was kind of extreme. At first she was trying to be very nice, and then somehow she couldn't seem to control bite her tongue anymore, and she said that stuff. And I'd also like to know why in heaven's name that you think it's my fault, that since the fact is that you wanted me to pay $5 insurance after the fact that you already mailed the letter. Now, that makes no sense. Why would you want to have someone pay insurance after you mailed the letter? Why don't you just subtract the $5 from the YouTube channel grant money in the first place and give it, and then go ahead and make it easy peasy? But instead you did it so backwards. No wonder why what's this happened. As I said, I'm sure TD Bank probably has had problems with you before, or maybe a second thing happened. Now, maybe the prosecution realized that they couldn't get the money back from Mr. Burnett because of two reasons. One, you gave him a check sight unseen. That basically, was for all intents and purposes, was free money to pay his bills. Because he did not have to go to a separate source to confirm his identity, his name, anything, okay? And so he was able to do all that and get free money to pay his bills. I think it's a shame that it has happened that way, but you know, I don't think yanking your channel email off the system so suddenly before you even got my reply was even reasonable. Not only that, but now you still got to pay your attorney for his time for filing the civil action. And I'm sure that is probably what could have been the end of your company, possibly because the attorney's fees. Realizing at this point that there was no way he was going to be able to recover the civil action because of the fact is that you have made procedure mistakes. So, Mr. Weinstein, I am not angry at you. I'm not angry at the company in general, but I do want to know why in heaven's name would Tina have an attitude like that? And why did you not give me time to get my message through before you yanked the plug on your account so that my reply never got to you? That's all I wanted to say, really. I gotta get ready to go to the kitchen in a little bit. I just wanted to tell you that why there's not gonna be no YouTube channel grants was because, unfortunately, the company had made a couple of bad procedural decisions that have resulted in them picking a bath for $5,000 that was given to the wrong person, and that unfortunately does happen. It happens a lot in business. If you've been around since 2013, obviously there should be enough money in your business account or through your other means of accounting to have basically offset the operating debacle. However, the problem is apparently I may not have been the only one that, you know, supposedly is not worthy human, non-functioning human, is disgusting. But in this case, I think that is an example of why it's sad to see that Tony Hewitt act. Okay, by the way, what was the other message she said on July 4th? Just real quick, since you got here. Yes, I do. Yes, we will be filing criminal charges against the criminal when we cash the check. I cannot give you any information because this is a court matter, but trust us when we say that we have taken action. We're trying to recover the money ASAP because we know that you're looking forward to getting this equipment upgrades. TD Bank says all banks take 7 business days, while USPS says it takes 7 months. So, okay, and then I wasn't going to go into any of this detail, but then she contacted me a couple days later, and she said that they were going to make sure that they were going to send me the check on Monday. Okay, so that's an example. So I think it's so thank you for getting me fired. Disgusting. No, I didn't get you fired. You, unfortunately, by getting procedure backwards, got yourself fired. Okay. So, there you go, guys. That's why you gotta make sure whenever you're going to run any kind of business, that you have a good, solid procedures in place, is to avoid any faux pas. In this case, because of the fact that the check was already sent, and then she asked for the $5 insurance, makes no sense at all. and she should ask me for the $5 insurance before the check was sent. In addition to that, she should have said, you know what? I'm not going to send a verification letter with the same envelope with the check. No, I'm going to send it as a separate thing so that way, if somebody does intercept the check, they can't cash the check because they haven't got the verification letter. Okay? Then, of course, she says that they would be able to verify what the money is being spent on. Well, no, you can't, because you just said right there that you can't, because when some money gets deposited in the bank account, you can't determine what's going on in a person's bank account. So that doesn't make any sense. However, I told her outright. I said I would go through and I would give you every receipt I get of everything I purchased for PayPal so that you will know exactly what I'm buying. Okay? Everything. She said I didn't have to do that. But then again, it sounds like the letter, sounds like with the terms of service, that's exactly what I would have to do. Alright, so for now, Mr. Benjamin Weinstein, if you get back to me, I would appreciate it, like I said. And if anybody else wants to comment on this, please do. Oh yes, if you'd like to make a donation to the channel, you can also make a donation by clicking the support tab on this channel. But there's also, you can go right to Patreon, www.patreon.com/BICHELA. So that's www.patreon.com/BICHELA. If you do want to make a deposit to my PayPal, it's easy. It's B as in boy, ICHELA3 at gmail.com, specifically for this channel. But you can also send the money to B as in boy, ICHELA3 at yahoo.com through PayPal. And I will get it either way because I have two PayPals, one for this channel, one for general purchases. So, don't be afraid to help out, could use your assistance. And we're going to have a soup kitchen video? Yes, we are. I'm going to get ready to get going for that. So I got to charge this up, upload this video clip. This is kind of long, and share this out with the audience. Okay? Thank you very much, guys, for watching this long, boring video. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.